you ever been so deep inside of a problem that you couldn't actually see what's wrong? You know something's off, you can feel it, but the closer you get, the blurrier it gets. And then someone walks in, someone who's got nothing tied up into it, and in about 5 minutes they go, oh, it's this. And you're sitting there like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. The reason I'm telling you this is because of a scene I watched the other night. I was watching Man on Fire, and there's a moment in episode 2 that said this better than I ever could. The main character, Creasy, is telling a girl a story from when he was younger. His brother gets into a car accident and he needed surgery. And the surgeon about to operate on him is cold, all business, no emotion whatsoever. So the mom's standing there watching her son get wheeled in, and the one man who's supposed to save him won't even look her in the eyes. And she does what any of us would do. She tells him, show some compassion, show some humanity. Because when something you love is on the line, you want everybody around you to feel what you feel. But the surgeon says something back to her that was very shocking. He says, respectfully, ma'am, that is not what you want. You don't want the doctor who sees your son as a person. You want the doctor who sees your son as nothing more than an interesting puzzle. Because when everything is on the line, you always do better with somebody that's trying to solve you than someone that's trying to save you. It was that line, solve you, not save you. It put words to something I had been doing for years and never knew how to say. So let's stay with these two people for a second, the mom and the surgeon. It's the same room, same kid on the table, but two completely different things going on in their heads. The mom sees her son, and because she sees her son, she sees everything that could go wrong. So she wants the man in charge to feel it too, because if he feels it, he'll fight harder for her boy. That's what she believes, and honestly, most of us believe that. I also believed it for a very long time. But the surgeon sees it differently. He sees a problem that has an answer, and all of him is locked in on finding it. It's not that he doesn't know what's at stake. He knows exactly what's at stake. He just figured out a long time ago that the best way to protect the person on that table is to not feel what everybody else in the room is feeling. And that right there is the part that gets people. Because somewhere early, and I mean very early, before we ever became founders, we all learned that caring means feeling. Think back to the time that you skinned your knee, and the person who picked you up felt it with you. That was love. You went through something hard, and the people who showed up were the ones who hurt right along with you. And the ones who didn't, they felt cold, they felt far. So it gets wired in you at a very young age. Feelings mean you care, distance means you don't. And nobody ever stops to tell you that there's another way. That you can care so much about something and still choose not to feel it in the moment. And choosing not to feel it, that might be the thing that saves it. Here's something I know we've all been through. You remember that friend that's going through something, a breakup, a fight with family, something that's got them spinning, and they call you? They're telling you the whole thing, every detail, and they want you mad right there with them. And part of you is, but there's another part of you that's just listening. Because from where you're sitting, you can see the thing that they can't. You can see what really happened under all the feelings. And you know if you said it out loud right now, they wouldn't hear you because they're not ready and they have to feel it first. That right there, that's the surgeon, close enough to care, but clear enough to see. So here's where all this hits for me. I get to work inside of a lot of different companies, different sizes, different stages. Some are just getting going, and some are doing really well, but stuck on something that they can't figure out. And because I'm sitting across from all these people, I start to see the same thing over and over. The ones who figure it out, they all do this one thing. When something breaks, when something goes sideways, they don't spin out. They don't make it about them. They get quiet for a second, and then they start asking questions. Not, why is this happening to me? But questions like, they're looking at somebody else's problem. Like they step back just far enough to actually see it. I watched the founder do this a few months ago. He had just lost a client that was his biggest one and that he had them for over 2 years. And instead of going where most people go, what did we do wrong? Who messed up? Is this the end? He sat there with it for a minute and he said, okay, why is there so much weight in this one client leaving? That's the surgeon. Same hit that would put most people on the floor, and he turned it into a question that he could actually do something with. Now look at the other side, the ones who stay stuck. And I've been that guy, so I'm not looking down on anybody here. It's almost always the same thing. They're so close to it, so tied to it, that every problem feels like it's about them. Something breaks, and it doesn't just feel like a problem, it feels like it's a verdict. Like the whole world is trying to tell them something about who they are. And when a problem feels like that, you don't really fix it. You just try to make the bad feelings go away. So you work harder, you stay later, you move stuff around, and you start something new. And from the outside, all of it looks like you're moving, but underneath, nothing's actually moving. Because the problem was never the thing that they were working on. The problem was how close they were standing in it. And that's the one line that the scene drew for me. Solve you, not save you. The line between the people who can step back far enough to see it and the people who can't. And the ones who can't aren't broken. They just never knew you could step back at all. So let me show you what that looks like from the inside because I've lived it. Picture a guy who checks his phone before his feet even hit the floor. Same numbers every morning, and he always knows what they'll say because they haven't moved in months. But he still checks them anyway because checking feels like he's doing something. Then he gets to work and there's a fire because there's always a fire. And this one feels urgent. Somebody dropped the ball, a client's upset, a deadline got moved. So he handles it. He's good at handling it. And that's the whole day. Handle the next thing, then the next thing. By the time it's over, he's been going the entire time. Full calendar, every slot is full. And he couldn't tell you one thing that actually changed. Now, here's the part that doesn't make sense. The reason this keeps going isn't that he's lazy, and it isn't because that he doesn't know better. It's that it really does feel like work, real work. He's the first one thinking about it in the morning and the last one at night. And from the outside, that looks like he's all in. But from the inside, it feels like holding something together that keeps trying to fall apart. And here's the trap. He can't tell that apart from building because both of them wear you out. Both of them take everything you got. The only difference is one of them is actually going somewhere and nobody around him is going to say it. Because to everyone watching, he looks like he's grinding. And we love that, right? We love the guy who's in the trenches, the one who didn't quit. But there's a difference between being in the trenches because you're moving forward and being in the trenches because you don't know there's a way out. And the fires are how you tell the two apart. Because when you're too close to it, the same fire keeps starting in the same spot. It just wears a different face each time. This month, it could be a client. Last month, it was somebody on the team. And every one of them felt brand new, like a new problem. But if you step back far enough, the way an outsider can, and you start to see it was the same fire the whole time, you just couldn't see it because you were standing in it. And that's exactly what the surgeon got that the mom didn't. She wasn't wrong to feel what she felt, but feeling it was all that she knew how to do. What she didn't know is that you can care about something that much and still step back and see it clearly. And I know all of this because I've been her. I had a creative agency. I was young. I'm still young, but I was really young. And for a while, that agency was the thing that I was most proudest of in the whole world. My name was on it. The logo was everything, the shirts, the website, you name it. And when somebody asked me what I did, that was my answer, my whole answer. I run this agency. That was me. And we had good months. We were making money that felt real for the first time, especially at that age. But under that money, I was in every single thing. I'm up at 2 a.m. finishing work that somebody on the team could have done. And the story I'm telling myself the whole time is, this is what it takes. This is what it looks like when you're building. You show up and you put in the hours. And I believe that. I really believe that's what I was supposed to be doing. Because when you care about something that much, when your name is on it, when who you are is tied up in it, stepping back doesn't feel like leadership. It feels like you're walking away, like you're not taking it serious. So you stay close and you stay in everything. And you start calling that closeness commitment. But I wasn't committed. I was just holding it together. And I couldn't tell the difference anymore between the business hurting and me hurting because they had turned into the same thing. When it wasn't doing good, I wasn't doing good. When a client was unhappy, I was a failure. Every problem that came up stopped being a thing to fix. It turned to a thing that was happening to me. And there were moments, I could see them now looking back, where somebody from the outside could have walked in and told me exactly what was wrong in 5 minutes. But I wouldn't have heard them because I wasn't trying to solve that business. I was trying to save it. And when you're in save mode, you don't want the truth. You want somebody to tell you it's going to be okay. So by the time I finally let go, I didn't just lose the business. I lost something that I never saw coming. I didn't want to make anything for a long time after that. The thing that I loved the most, the thing that got me into this in the first place, actually making things I didn't want to touch because I put so much of myself into saving that business that when it was gone, there was nothing left. And I don't mean nothing left of the company. I mean nothing left of the part of me that used to make things just for the fun of it. And if you asked me back then, are you too close to this? I would have easily told you no. I would have told you that I was doing what any good founder does. I would have told you I cared. And I did. That was the whole problem. I cared so much I couldn't see it. I was the mom. And I only saw it once I let go. Once the distance was there, I could finally look back and see what I never could from the inside. And that's why I catch it so fast now in the companies I work with and the founders that sit across the table from me. Because I lived on that side of the line long enough to know it the second I see it, which is why I keep coming back to the surgeon. Because he didn't tell her she was wrong. He didn't tell her to stop feeling. He told her something that was harder than that the thing that she was begging for wasn't the thing that would protect her son, that the person who feels it with you is not the person who fixes it for you. Solve, don't save. And every time I walk into something now, every time I sit across from a founder who's deep into it, really in it and I can see the thing that they can't, I don't think of it as a skill. I think of it as a choice. A choice to step back long enough to look at what's actually in front of you. And it's a choice most people don't even know that they're allowed to make. I'll leave you where Creasy left it. Are you solving or are you saving?